Hello fellas, Frankie Day here on YouTube. Okay guys, today's video is going to be my introduction of my next build on the bench and a fast sneak preview of my Titanic I'm finishing up on, which I done last year or two ago. And so I got 3 models I'll be working on at once. I got Mr. Martin Lamette's Measurement 410 Buddy Group build shaken down now. And I got the parts and all that all cleaned up, ready to assemble and everything, and primed and everything. I'll have some pictures of that viewed on Facebook just for sneak preview purposes only. And I'll make some videos of that. Should have a video of the 410 by tomorrow. And we'll post some pictures on Facebook tonight, this evening, on thus far on the construction of the kit itself. Okay guys, this has been long waited. It finally reached the United States of America. It's been in England for a while. This is this kit I'll be doing on the bench right now. This is the new Airfix 1/72 scale Handley Page Victor bomber. Now this is a beautiful airplane, guys. Airfix needs to be congratulated. Now retails for $69 in the United States of America, but I got this at Smitty's Hobby Shop. He always gives me my normal discount, and Smitty's Hobby Shop in general, like they're pretty much of a discount house anyway. But I get 2 discounts, you know, and being a pretty steady customer and also being a Vietnam vet and everything, and that was an appreciation of knocking off a few more dollars on it. So I got this kit for $44 with a discount and everything, but it lists for $69.99, and you can see it on there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it on there on the camera though, but that's what it says on the box there. Well, I seen that's a gosh darn Russ. It says, boy, that looks good. And Russ says I got about 4 or 5 of them. One's for you, and the rest is somebody else who wants them. He said, they just came in today. He said, don't let the price tag scare you, Frank. I'll let you have a discount on it. That's beautiful. I was looking and thinking, so wow, you're getting up there like most hobby shops now. And he goes, well, no. He says, that's how much to list for, but I'll let you have the whole airplane tax off $44. So it worked very well for me. It's going to work very well for you. And I'm going to make kind of like a fast box review of this thing. But before I do that, we'll just go take a look at the Titanic. I've been farting around with her last night. I've been staring at her for the last couple of days, eyeballing her. And she's eyeballing me back and saying, man, when are you going to get me done so you can put me down in the basement with the rest of the fleet? So you have one less thing to worry about on the workbench. So I elected to go ahead and work on it. So I worked on it last night. I got the guy wires all done on the funnels on the port side. So I'll have guy wires on the starboard side to do, and then I'll start to get the lifeboats all rigged up and assembled and painted and such. And I have a very, very small sundry of parts I got to put on this thing, and the rigging will follow when she's done. Okay guys, we'll take a look at the Titanic real quick, then we'll make a fast inbox review of the new build on the bench. Here she is, guys. The famous unsinkable Titanic. Okay guys, try to adjust my camera here a little bit. This is an old 1974 kit right here, when it first came out. And in 1974, this kit cost me $19. It ain't that much more nowadays. You can see the guy wires I got on the starboard side, port side. And we'll get a little closer a little bit, guys. Well, I'm not going to put no foot or wedge on this thing, fellas. This thing is going to be built right out of the box. The kit gives you these railings. They're pre-formed railings, and they're today's standard. It's an eyesore. It's in the trash can. To me, it goes to the model. It's designed to be on this model, and it's going to be on this model. And I got my own special way of making these railings come to life a lot better than what they give you in the kit, what it's supposed to be. So this Titanic is going to be built right out of the box. And on the railings, guys, if you decide to build this out of the box using the kid's railings, you take the railings out, you turn the back side of it where the railings are not molded in. You take it back with a number 11 blade, and you scratch back and forth, back and forth, back and forth like a vacuum form kit, or just lay it down flat on a piece of wet and dry sandpaper, and turn the railing over and look at it. Pretty soon you'll see the separation of the rails. That's what you want to go for. Any more than that, they're destroyed. So as you do that, give it a airbrush some white on it. When it dries, apply some wash on the rails, and the highlights of the rails will light up. Well, will not light up, but they'll pierce up, so you'll be able to see them. And top of the handrails will be used with a felt tip marker, Sharpie, all brown. So this is I'm working on this now. I should have this thing done probably by this end of this week, and then I can finally reveal this and get this build all closed and all done with. So like I say, fellas, I'm slowly finishing up everything on my plate. And I got so much here to build, like everybody else has. And I get kind of tired of building on one kit for a while. It kind of makes me bored a little bit, so I want to go on to something else. This is called model syndrome. With model syndrome, turns out to be a lot of kits that you built that are laying around dormant, collecting dust, and eventually it'll break. So that's a very, very bad thing to get yourself into, is model syndrome. So the rule of thumb is, fellas, it's always best to build one model at a time and get it all done, and go over the next one, do the same thing, and the same, and on and on and on. We usually get a bunch of kits like I do, and like most of us do, and we're all caught up in model syndrome. And it's a bad habit to get into, but if you get caught up in model syndrome, you got to keep in mind the kits that you haven't built yet, they haven't finished up yet, and bounce right back on that and get that done. Then go over the next pushover and get it done. Okay, guys, this is a fast review of the Titanic, the ship of dreams, the ship of widows, the unsinkable, the something that should never happen. Arrogance played a very, very much a part on this ship. The reason why she went down because of sheer stupidness. If anybody believes that a ship is unsinkable, is not going to sink, they're fools. Back in those days, those people were about as naive as the midnight cowboy. And they believed that back in those days of the Gilded Age, they were building cars, started making airplanes, all the machinery, and all the stuff back in the 19th, the 17th, and 18th century is turning into mechanical. And they see a big ship like this coming out, and everybody wants to get aboard it. And they think it's unsinkable because during the shipbuilder, it stated in there that this ship is engineered, if in any way, case of scenario, it got involved in a collision, any part of the four parts, anywhere from 3 to 4 bulkheads, even aft, were ruptured, violated by a collision causing flooding, the ship still could remain afloat. But the demise was 5 bulkheads were vacated, and the water went over like an ice tray, over and over and over. As you got heavy, down she went. An event that should never happen, but it had to take something like that to wake people up, guys. You got a lot of human lives gave their lives up for nothing, so that we can learn something from their lives that they lost. Okay, guys, enough on the Titanic. We're gonna come over and make a fast review on the Victor here. Somehow I gotta move this big girl out of the way. Let's see here. Okay. I'll put you over here out of harm's way. Excuse my back, fellas. I'm just right now kind of making room here for this thing. Okay, guys, we're going to take a fast look over here. Here's the building board right here. We'll get this pretty well centered right there so you guys can be able to see. Okay, in the beginning, this kit gives you typical Airfix instructions. Decals. I don't think these decals are chronograph, they call them, but they might be just Airfix decals. But I looked at them pretty good, and they look pretty well. Okay, guys, this right here is we'll start out with the decals. These decals are glossy matte color. They're I was looking at them a while ago, and they don't seem to look like cartograph. They may be, I don't know. I think it is Airfix decals. They're good. They're excellent. They're excellent. There's no beef about that. I don't care the chronograph. As long as these decals are good, do their job, which they look like to me. It works for me and it works for you. Okay, guys, you got two different options, two different delivery options on this kit. You've got the Squadron 139, Royal Air Force. Back, it's probably the early 60s, I believe it is. Yeah. In England, 1960-64. All satin white. All satin white. It makes the paint job so simple. All you got to do is prime the aircraft, rub down real smooth with a rubbing cloth, cheesecloth. Make sure it's nice and smooth, and go ahead and apply your primer of choice, gray primer, or even you can use aluminum, which is a good primer for white. So I'm thinking about very seriously about doing this version here, this livery right here in all white, satin white, and the decals are very low visibility decals, looks like they give you. So this is option number one on the decals, the livery. Number two is a different story. Over here, number two is Victor Training Flight Royal Air Force, Wuthering, England, 1968. So it looks like, apparently it looks like it's satin white undersides, and you got the medium sea gray with dark green camouflage using worms or masking tape or freehand. And so I'm going to buy another one of these. I'm going to do one in this livery, but the kit now that we're reviewing together, I'm going to do it this livery here, all white, because I don't think I've seen any Victors on the internet. That I could be wrong. I really didn't get into it that much, but all the Victors I've seen, either by not by Airfix, but I think either Aurora makes it or Matchbox or some other company, Revell. Excuse me, guys. I think Revell is a Matchbox kit. Just relabeled as Revell, Germany. They're all painted this schedule here, dark green over a medium sea gray. So that's going to be my other Victor I'm going to do. I'll probably do it in that color there. So right now, I'm tending on this here, because I like that white, that satin white. Now, using some gray wash on it, this thing is really livening up real nice. So I'm pretty well enthused in building this, and I'm going to start construction on this when I get off work tonight and start working on my 410 too, and get some pictures on Facebook. So that's the deliveries they give you on the kit along with the decals. And also you get the stencil sheet here too, fellas. If you guys don't know what the stencils are at, believe you me, this thing has oodles and then some stencils on here. So for extra authenticity, you got this your stencil decal sheet. All your data positions on here, and also got on your missiles too. They give you They give you 2 missiles on here in this kit. So this is a very beautiful model, guys, to say the least. And you got top stencils, bottom stencils, fuselage stencils, stencils on top of the rockets, the missiles, or whatever it is they got there. I don't know what it is, but I'll soon find out. I'm starting to lose my history values now, guys. But a lot of I do know, a lot of it I don't know. What I don't know, I don't know. Okay, guys, that concludes that right there. Also a stencil sheet. Color call out. Okay, guys, this is typical construction kit. Instruction is more or less like a booklet. This thing is thick. The thickness is about 3/32 thickness or 1/8 thickness. Okay, guys, it's all bilingual as usual, like all kits are. You got English, France, Germany, all over the place. And right here, guys, it has the color call. It has the assembly instructions. It tells you logo assembly instructions. We all know this BS right here. So we're not no stranger here. We all know this. Right here is what we're going for. On the decals here. Not decals, but the instruction book here, guys. Excuse me, fellas. Like I said again, it's kind of hard to do everything with a monitor. You're looking at a camera that's 3 inches by 4, 2 inches by 4. Okay, guys, it has the constructions of the seats. The assembly's got painted twice, and it's got the color call-outs for the seat. And once the seat's all painted and done, the interior parts will follow, and then two are also painted the same. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seats, 5 seats in this kit. Rudder pedals. You got your side panels on here. You got probably 5 engineers, navigators, pilot, co-pilot, radio operator, ordnance officer operator. All that stuff is there. Okay, and page 2, step 9. It looks like to me this is the landing gear wells. That nose wheel wells. Yeah, it's a nose wheel well assembly. It's all box assembly. Has the color call outs for that. And you got your vertical stabilizer on top of here. There's got to be not your center wing section, I think. No, it's not. That's your stabilizer. Where it is, guys, this is the first time I looked at the instructions. So we're all going to go through this together on this real quick. Now it looks like that's definitely the stabilizer. The caliber stabilizer they had. Of course, here's your undercarriage, your main undercarriage assembly. And you got some kind of wing spars right here to go on here. You got your bottom wing section. And you got your engine SL fairings that goes on top of here. Back a little more so you guys can be able to see the whole page here. There you go. Alrighty, man. Next page. It just goes on, guys. You got all these parts for the engine assemblies. You got the, I don't know what these parts are, but the fittings go on. It's probably some kind of antennae system they have. They got spars for the wings too and everything. And you got your engine assembly here, and everything is sub-assembly here to the wing before you close the wing in. Once all these parts are done, and it's ready to close up the assembly right here. And here is you got all these parts, the sub-assembly that were done at the beginning of the instructions are cemented inside the fuselage. And these are dive brakes or some kind of brake system they have on there, air brakes. And they're optionally, the close or open. On the following chapters of the instructions, it shows the close. You have to go all the way back to here. So it's optional right there, fellas, I can see. Right here is the buttoning of the fuselage, as you can see here. All the sub-assemblies you painted and detailed out, gave them the wash, all the stuff that needs, all the goodies are assembled in position. Everything painted. Time to button up the fuselage. Once the fuselage is buttoned up, you go ahead and this is the top section of the wing. I thought that was the bottom. My apologies, gentlemen. My apologies. And the top of the wing section fits on top of the fuselage here. And right here, I believe that's I don't know what that is, fellas. If you guys out there know what it is, give old Frankie Day a comment, and it's probably something to do with your with the bomb bay. It's probably the center room, a walk of the bomb bay where the bomb racks are at. Okay, here's the stabilizer. It goes with the top of the tail unit, and the buttoning of the wings. Here's those dive brakes right there we looked at a while ago. Those air brakes. All those air brakes right there. Those air brakes right there, that's an open position. If you want to close them, you don't have to worry about putting all these goodies in there. Just close it. Me, I'm putting those goodies right there. Leave it open. The air brake's open for display. You got your undercarriage doors, undercarriage assembly, sub-assembly, which is done in advance in the previous chapters. They're all painted. They're all assembled and everything. And this goes on, guys. Transparency goes on the cockpit. Make sure you can mask those off. And this is a beautiful airplane, guys. I love this little Handley Page Victor. Very beautiful English bomber. And there it is, what's all done, everything, guys. And we go over to the painting schedule next. Okay, gentlemen, Airfix has got a terrible